All right. The request is hereby denied. Mr. Days, you need to propel those orders with the same findings that the court has made, that on the date the court called
Sure.
Julio Garcia not present, George Algilt not present, Chantal Composto not present. Mr. Garcia, what is the announcement?
On this case, Your Honor, I only represent Mr. Composto on the divorce. I think Mr. Thays represents him on the protective order, from
Yes,
what my
sir.
client told me.
Mr. Composto, who represents you in the protective order case?
The protective order will be Joey Tellez, sir.
Mr. Days?
Your Honor, I have no objection. We just asked the court to dismiss the protective order. They failed to prove it. We're ready to proceed.
Crystallize that argument for the court, Mr. Days.
Your Honor, I believe there was service. This is set on the protective order. It's based on allegations regarding alleged abuse, where I really represent Mr. Camposto and the allegations for injury to a child. I carbon copied and I served a response to both the investigator as well as Mr. Garcia, Mr. Alkelt, both Juan Garcia and Julio Garcia yesterday. We're ready to proceed and we announce ready.
Well, given that this, I read the affidavit, that's why I granted the ex parte protective order. But given
Which the other thing, Judge, I was going to ask the court, there is already a companion criminal divorce case. I think the filing of a separate protective order was rather redundant. They could have done it in the divorce case.
I can't undo that. But what I do know, what I do know is that there were some serious allegations. There's an attached affidavit. The court granted it and then set it for this hearing. Given that there are no persons present, no lawyers, no witnesses, no parties making the request, what is your specific request with this matter, Mr. Diaz?
We asked the court to deny the request for a protective order.
All right. The request is hereby denied. Mr. Diaz, you need to propel those orders with the same findings that the court has made, that on the date the court called it was filed, it was considered, it was granted, the case was set. On the date of the hearing, no persons were present, no lawyers, no parties, applicants, no witnesses, right? No applicants, no witnesses, and the court had no information other than to deny this request. These are the orders of the court, and the orders are due on or before
June 29th. That's one by submission.
All right. So now we go back to the underlying case, Mr. Garcia. This is a trial on the merits. What is the announcement there?
On this one, since they're not present, Your Honor, we'd be ready to proceed today.
Has Mr. Julio Garcia filed anything into the case? Let me ask the court staff and coordinator and clerk.
No, Your Honor.
Have you conferred with Mr. Julio Garcia?
He has contacted me, Your Honor. He said it because it was a protective order, he didn't have a recommendation. But we're ready to proceed on our case.
Are there, Mr. Garcia, are there temporary orders in this case?
There are, Your Honor.
And they've been signed since February. Mr. Composto, I'm going to ask you some questions. You're not on road, so I don't presume that you're going to get yourself into any trouble based on the
Yes, sir.
type of questions I'm going to ask. If you feel that you need to interject, please do so, Mr. Garcia. Mr. Composto, I signed some temporary orders
Yes,
on
sir.
February the 3rd.
Mhm.
Have you been able to work well under those orders?
My objection to the current temporary orders is that the kids are very confused. They have no consistency or stability because they don't know which day they're going to my place or her place. So they're kind of all over the place. And my issue with that is I'm trying to develop a stability for the kids, to be there for them,
Let
to
me ask
show
you
them.
this. They may be confused, but are there specific terms and dates and times in those temporary orders?
That's a problem right out of the gate. He's telling the court there are no specific days, no schedule, nothing structured, just informal handoffs. That might work when people get along, but once you're in court, that lack of structure hurts your case. It sounds cooperative, but legally it looks unstable. Here's the legal issue. Family courts prioritize consistency for kids. Judges want clear, enforceable schedules, not we figure it out as we go. If it's not written and specific, it's not reliable in the court's eyes. Now the judge is stepping in, and when that happens, control starts shifting away from the parents.
None. There are no days as far as let's say Monday or Tuesday I'm with the kids, and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday she's with the kids. We don't have any established dates, sir.
Mr. Garcia, is that true and correct? That no specific dates and times?
From what I remember, yes, Your Honor, because they were living together at the time, and then my client left the house, I think, a month afterwards. That's why they were just doing it by agreement.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me do something, and then I'll ask if there's an objection. In cause number 2026 FLA 31C3, given the fact that there was a companion protective order case that the court has denied, given the fact that we're set for trial on the merits, given the fact that opposing counsel and party aren't present, and given the fact that temporary orders have not yet fully been explored, contemplated, or effectuated, the court finds that it would be in the best interest of these children to enter into temporary orders until we come back for final setting so the court can hear some additional information. Any objection to this finding, Mr. Garcia?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Composto, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you will give in this cause will be the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You may lower your hand. Mr. Garcia, elicit testimony necessary for the court to make some decision with regard to times, dates, visitation, and so forth. Go ahead.
Oh, Your Honor. Mr. Composto, can you say your name for the record?
Anthony Composto.
And for when it comes to the visitation, what dates are you requesting that the court grant you for visits?
It's because she works out in Dewey, Texas, so I am requesting to have them during the weekdays. She commutes a lot. She's usually leaving the house. She starts her shift there at 7 a.m. She leaves the house between 5 to 5:30 a.m. There was a few days where I was trying to help her out and be there before she would leave for work, but it's leaving from my place. And the kids wake up very confused when that happens. They start actually throwing tantrums and the whole deal because they don't realize I'm not there when I get to that house. Therefore, I would request to be with them on all of her work days, basically. And then when she's off, I have no issues with her being with the kids. She doesn't return home usually. It varies till 6:30, 7:30 p.m. at night. And
But can you just give us a schedule of what you're asking for, Mr. Composto?
I'm asking for primary custodial.
No, but with the visits, what days and times are you requesting?
Probably Monday through Friday for the most part. And maybe every other weekend if possible.
So you're requesting Monday through Friday?
Usually, what's been happening for the most part is I would pick them up from her before this order went through. I would pick them up from her around Sunday at about 7 p.m. And then I have them for most of the week. If she ever calls during the week, hey, I want to see the kids. Yeah, I have no issue bringing them to her.
But just the schedule. So you're asking for Sunday from 7 to start your visits at Sunday at 7 p.m.
Correct, sir.
And then when would they end?
Friday at normally when they dismiss from school normally.
Okay. And then would she get the weekends or you would get the weekends?
Well, I was working a lot of weekends, but it's changed now. I'm back to a regular Monday to Friday schedule, so I can be there for weekends. So that's how it was. I think to be fair and consistent and to have her present for the kids and myself present for the kids without being impartial, that every other weekend would be fine.
So you're requesting that she have standard visitation?
Yes, sir.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
If I understand the evidence and testimony correctly, Mr. Garcia, right now the children live with Miss Composto?
Yes, Your Honor, because of the protective order, the filing.
Right. So what evidence, what testimony did the court hear that would allow the court to now change conservatorship?
He did state that he had been seeing the children or has them from Sunday, I think, during the week, Your Honor, and she was getting them on the weekends because of her job.
Mr. Composto, do you and Ms. Composto live in the same county or different counties?
We both live in Webb County, sir.
All right.
This is where he hurts his own credibility. The judge asked a simple question: where do the kids live? And he went off into side issues about her apartment and another guy. None of that answered the question, and worse, he admitted the kids don't even live there. That's called being non-responsive, and judges notice it immediately. When you add irrelevant details, especially emotional ones, it can look like you're trying to distract instead of clarify. Legally, this matters because conservatorship decisions hinge on actual living arrangements, not speculation or personal accusations. The court is focused on facts, not suspicions, and you can already see the judge tightening control here. That warning wasn't casual. It's setting up the ruling.
Court is and the children, if I understood your testimony correct me if I'm wrong, because this is what I understood, that the
Yes, sir.
children live with her.
We still have the house that's pending sale right now. She has her own apartment, even though she denies having it with another guy she works with. That's fine.
I'm not
but
asking
that's not
about
the issue.
I'm not asking about any of listen
Yes,
to
sir.
my question.
Yes, sir.
Listen
Yes,
to
sir.
my question. My question
Yes, sir.
is, with what person do your children live?
The majority of the days they live with me in my apartment. Before this order went through, for the past 6 months, it's been like that.
Do the children live with her in her apartment?
No, no, sir. When she picks them up, when I drop them off, I drop them off, and she stays at the house where we own still.
She stays at the house, but you said that she has another apartment?
I know of it, yes, but she denies it. But my kids haven't been there, but they pointed it out, even driving by. Look, there it is.
So what was the point of telling the court about this apartment?
That because you asked where they stay, basically where does she live? So that's why.
Right. And then you mentioned the apartment, and then you went on to mention that they have never been there.
Right, that they pointed out. So,
So the point of the court's question, where they live, and you mentioned some apartment, but you
Okay.
mentioned it even though they don't live there.
they don't live there. They live between. They right now they're splitting up their times between the.
Stop.
Yes, yes,
All
sir.
right. Mr. Garcia, without knowing anything else, I don't know what the purpose of that non-responsive reference was. The court, so that there is stability as requested,
Yes,
the court
sir.
finds that both parties should be joint managing conservators.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Composto, under these temporary orders, will have the exclusive right to designate their residence. Visitation will be standard per the Texas Family Code. Does your client elect extended standard?
I could just ask him, Your Honor.
Mr.
Mr.
Composto,
Composto,
do you want as much time as possible?
Yes, sir.
All right, the court will grant extended standard visitation. And the court will add in one additional day. So not only Thursdays, but also Tuesday evenings and electronic communication every day at 7 p.m. These are the temporary orders of the court, and the orders are due on or before.
June 29th at 12 noon by submission.
I'm going to give you that deadline, Mr. Garcia, but my preference would be well before May 29th. So probably no later than May the 25th, so that the court can sign them and Mr. Composto can have some definitive dates so that there is no uncertainty. And then Ms. Composto and her lawyer can come back and tell the court what works, what didn't, what they object to. They didn't do it here. And we're given notice of this hearing, but they weren't present. But at least that gives your client the request he wants. That gives the children the stability that they need.
Yes, sir.
And all of this is in conformity with the evidence and testimony presented. Any questions as to these orders, Mr. Garcia?
So my client would be just it's because I didn't. I'm sorry, Your Honor, my client would be the one to designate, or what is it, Ms. Composto that
Ms.
designates?
Composto. So joint managing conservators, both parties have all the same rights, duties, responsibilities, and obligations over the children, except that Ms. Composto will have the exclusive right to determine the residence. Visitation will be extended standard per the Texas Family Code with an additional Tuesday evening visit, and each party not in possession of the children will have electronic communication with them at 7 p.m.
I got it, Your Honor. I'll prepare them.
All right. So those temporary orders will be filed by Monday, and then we'll come back for a final hearing on
How many days out you're on the next available?
in July. Yes.
It'll be July 7th at 2 p.m.
We'll come back on July 7th at 2 p.m. Mr. Composto, do you have any questions for the court?
Yes, sir.
What-
Would it be
what is-
possible to add a right of first refusal to those temporary orders?
Flesh that out for the court, Mr. Garcia.
I think what he's trying to say, Your Honor, is that in case that she can't take care of the kids, he wants to be the first one to be able to babysit the children.
Sure. Correct.
So here's where this lands. The judge keeps both parents as joint managing conservators, but gives the mother the exclusive right to decide where the kids live. Dad does get extended visitation, plus an extra weekday and daily communication, so he didn't walk away empty-handed. Why? Two things decided this. First, the protective order collapsed because no one showed up to prove it. Second, Dad didn't give the court enough clean, focused evidence to justify flipping primary custody. He had concerns, but they weren't presented in a way that met the legal standard. The takeaway: in custody cases, structure and clarity win. If you want primary custody, you need precise schedules and direct answers, not side arguments. If this breakdown helped you understand what just happened, hit subscribe. We break down real family court cases every week. No sides, just facts. Drop a comment. Do you think the judge should have given Dad primary custody based on what he presented?